Yo, 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 what's good, everybody? Okay, so this is an introduction to cryptocurrency. Playing y'all, getting y'all move right with this good zone out music real quick. Uh. Okay. I just wanted to play that, start it off. So, how y'all doing? I am Grandmaster Bay, and right now we just gonna be going over a brief introduction of what crypto is and how to get into it. Crypto, your path to real wealth. Understanding cryptocurrency as a powerful financial alternative. What is crypto? Why people misunderstand and replacing traditional finance. And today is November 24th, 2025. Um, so it's a misconception that people think crypto is just like the path to everything and it's just like this digital revolution. To be honest, it's just a digital version of what we already have. That's it. That's all it is. It's a digital version of what we already have, and it's not controlled by one centralized power. It's decentralized in a way that it's power in multiple areas. And when it first got kicked off, the ideal or the purpose of crypto was to decentralize the power to the people. It was to give everybody as power, but a lot of people don't take advantage of it. The retail is not in it how institutions are, and they're trying to basically redo the old system. And that's why I'm here getting people to get into it. We got to take advantage of it. And also, I'm going to say this towards the end, but, and this is not financial advice. Everything that I'm talking about is what I'm doing. This is consulting. I'm just giving you this information of my own free will. This is what I'm personally doing. Cryptocurrency is a way to accelerate your wealth super fast. That's what cryptocurrency is for. Like right now, it's a way to not just bridge the gap between the haves and the have not, but it will propel you into a place of financial abundance and economic power. But the issue with it is you don't want to leave it there. You take profit and you put that profit into real tangible things, and then you put that on the blockchain, you feel me, as a receipt or as a digital contract or a digital bond, but you want to buy real things: silver, land, gold, businesses. You want to invest in yourself. You want to use the profits to keep making money. That's what it's for. You do not want to just like stay in it the whole time forever, with everything, all you have. No, that's a terrible answer because anything can happen, and in experience, a lot of stuff will happen. There's going to be ups and there's going to be downs. So you want to make sure you're able to protect yourself. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. What is cryptocurrency used for? Fast global payments. Send money anywhere around the world quickly, cheaply, without any banks. Investment. Buy and sell cryptocurrencies to potentially grow your wealth over time. Store value. Hold cryptocurrency as a digital asset, similar to digital gold. So fast payments. That's the main thing what it's for. Some of these cryptocurrency projects that are probably the best for fast payments. The main XRP, that's probably number one. Sui. Sui does a lot with Telegram and other types of digital apps, mobile apps. But XRP is probably going to come for Swift's spot, which is the head right now of how we send money. Western Union, MoneyGram, different things like that. It's all ran on the Swift system. So projects like XRP, what's some other ones? XRP is the only one that I kind of really focus on. I don't really like to get risky, but it's other ones that do it. Ethereum you can send, but Ethereum is more for moving projects. The gas fees is not as bad unless you're doing it on Base. Base is really good. Regular traditional Ethereum, it was kind of sucky, but Ethereum is good for staking and for making money. Um, so fast global payments, investment, buy and sell cryptocurrency, potentially grow your wealth over time. So you invest in it early. You get into this industry early because you're thinking about long term. It's investing, not trading. Long term investing meaning in 5 to 10 to 15, 20 years, where is it going to be? We are going into a completely, fully digital future. So everything is going to be like Star Wars and fucking Matrix and Terminator. You know, it's going to be a fully digital system unless the sun cuts off the power. Think more Ready Player One. You know, so we're not going to really operate with paper fiat currency anymore. That's probably going to be phased out. I'm not going to say it's not going to still be around, but it's too slow. It's not. It's not. It doesn't go as far. It's not as fast. It's too. It's lost most of its value and will continue to lose all of its value until it's phased out. You know, so cryptocurrency is basically just a replacement for that. You know, it's a faster, upgraded version of the fiat currency, in a nutshell. So invest in it and get a part of the ground floor, because unlike fiat currency that's centralized from the Federal Reserve banks, cryptocurrency is one of those things where you earn by participating in it. You know, so the more you use it, the more you hold it, the more you're rewarded for it over time. So that is where that is a plus. A store of value. Hold cryptocurrency as a digital asset similar to digital gold. So like Bitcoin, Ethereum right now, it done tripled in value, triple, quadruple. Bitcoin did way more than that. I think like a couple of years ago, the lowest it was 2019 going into 2020, it had dropped back down to what, 3,000, maybe a little under, around, or 35 around 2020. So, and then now it's at 100. Well, let's see. I think it's at 84,000 today currently. But it shot up to 120 something like a month ago, you know? So, from 3,000 to 120 something thousand, man, that's a lot of value. Especially because it's nothing else, no other asset, or definitely no different fiat currency that holds value like that. So, important to remember. How crypto works simply. Blockchain is a secure public record of all transactions. Each transaction is a block added to a chain, which is why it's blockchain technology. So basically links. It's a ledger. Number one, initiate, send the crypto to B. Two, the broadcast. Transaction sent to the network. So you send the crypto or you send a payment, it causes the transaction to go to the network on what that is that you're trading on. So it could be the Polygon network, it could be the Sui network, the Ethereum network, the Bitcoin network, the XRP network. You know, whatever it on, is the transaction is being acted on that network. Like a transaction being acted with a different currency, like you're using a yen, you know, or you're using a yuan, or you're using a dollar, or you're using a franc. You know, it's the same thing. You're doing the transaction with it. It's just stored on the blockchain or digitally. Number three, verify. Computers check the transaction. Like a banker or a merchant used to check the transactions between stores. You know, the banks would. The blockchain, the computer is doing it. Four, mine and validate. The transaction added a new block. So it added a new block to the chain because it was a transaction to confirm that it actually has been happened. Number five, add to the chain. The block is added to the chain. Okay, so it's tied in. And number six is confirmed. B, receives the crypto. So that's the process of how it goes from A to B. A sends the crypto to B, and this is the process that it goes through to get into B. Simple. Why people misunderstood crypto. Complexity. Many find cryptocurrencies difficult to grasp. Media focus news often highlights volatility and scams, new technology. It is relatively new in an evolving field. Lack of education. A significant portion of the public lacks basic crypto knowledge. Survey respondents didn't know that Bitcoin supply is limited to 21 million. Okay, so let's talk about the complexity. It is a little complex to grasp. Part of the reason why cryptocurrency is hard to understand because most people don't understand traditional finance. They don't know how fiat currency works. They don't know how banks and commerce operate. They don't understand the ledger. We are currently in a debt-based system, so our money is backed by debt. It's backed by the workforce. It's backed by bonds, different type of bonds that whether it be from security bonds from different type of corporations, bonds from marriage certificates or birth certificates, bonds from a purchase, you feel me, like a mortgage bond or a bond from a car note. Then you have promissory notes, which is basically just will represent the token itself or the crypto itself. The note is the value of that item. That's basically what it is, the promissory note. So if you miss your car payment and they come try and repo it, it goes to collections. The note itself that you paid for the loan or, the payments that you're making, it goes to collection, that note. They own that note. They bought that debt. And that's why the collection agencies call and contact you for the payment, because they bought it for pennies on the dollar from the original person who issued the debt. So cryptocurrency is a lot less complicated than that, but you have to understand that to understand this. Cryptocurrency just puts all of the things that people didn't know about traditional banking out loud and publicly. So it's not a secret, it's not anything that can be manipulated. It's just all out there, public use. The only time you can mess up on crypto is if you do it purposely. Somebody has to do it. You get what I mean? Media focus on volatility and scams. That's true. And my theory for that is because a lot of times the media was geared at keeping retail, mainstream people, the average Joe, out of cryptocurrency while they get things in place to replace the current fiat system with the next one. Which is going to be a digital fiat system, because even though the currencies itself is data, information, it's still the value that it has is only what we say it is, what we believe that it is. Even though it is limited, like it's scarce. Bitcoin is a scarce asset because it's limited. But at the end of the day, its value is what we say it is. If people don't think something is valuable, it won't be valuable. But we say it's valuable, so it will be valuable, especially when it's scarce. This technology, new technology, because it's new, it's something that's evolving. You kind of know about it if you was already in the tech space, but if you weren't in the tech space prior to it coming out and prior to it blowing out, you probably didn't know about it. Even myself, I came into it quite late, 2019, and I'm in the Bay Area, so I should have been on it. It's crazy because I was posting something and it was. Or I did a podcast and a friend of mine was saying, man, like when they had 304s on the blade, they was running Red Book advertisement using Bitcoin. It's crazy. So yeah, it's definitely a new technology. People don't really understand what it is yet. The lack of education, part of it. A significant portion of the public lacks basic information or knowledge on crypto. They don't understand like what it does because they don't utilize it, but again, because they don't understand the financial system itself, it makes it a little difficult. Myths versus facts about crypto. The myths. Cryptocurrency is too complex to understand. Media focus only on volatility and scams. It's new and unstable field. Lack of education is the main problem. Everything we just went over in the other one. Fact. It uses secure technology called blockchain. News also covers its benefits and potential. It's becoming more stable and understood. 90% of the people don't know Bitcoin supply is limited to 21 million. So the secure technology is called blockchain technology. It's quite hard to hack. I haven't heard of anyone hacking it. They're saying that quantum computers can, but it hasn't happened yet. The news also cover and benefit the potential. Yes, they are up and down in the news with it, but you just have to be in the space and utilize it to see its actual real potential. But you also have to be in the financial and economic space to understand what is going to interrupt and replace. It's becoming more stable and easier to understand as people mainstream adoption picks up and institutions like all of these big companies start to integrate into the systems, countries, everyone, states. It'll become more stable because it'll be less volatile. There's more players in it. 90% of people don't know that Bitcoin is only 21 million. That's it. And it's not even really 21 million because there's a good percentage of it that's already gone. I think they said like it's really only like 17 or 16 million left. And yeah, a good percentage is already gone. Traditional banking is broken. So what was the main issues with traditional banking? Slow international transfers. Global payments take days to clear. Remember, I was talking about the SWIFT payment with Western Union and MoneyGram. High fees. Multiple intermediaries lead to excessive charges. So whenever you're moving money, you're making a purchase, or you're doing anything like that, Visa, Mastercard, they get a piece of the pie, and it's not like a little piece. It's like a couple of dollars and actually rising. So you're thinking about paying cents to a dollar for each transaction. You could save a lot. Limited access. Many people are underserved due to KYC regulations. So it's hard for a lot of people to get bank accounts because of the identity, and everything else that they need, you feel me, to get into banking. Crypto doesn't have that issue. Crypto fixes these problems. Instant global transactions, payments almost instantly, transcend banking hours and borders. Yeah, that's true. It comes super, super quick. Universal access. Crypto investing is accessible to anyone with internet access. That's very, very fact. Very low fees. Blockchain transactions usually cost pennies or a few dollars. Usually it is pennies. Back in the day, Ethereum was bunk because Ethereum did used to charge a lot for operating. Like man, Ethereum used to tax so much for a transaction. That used to make it hella irritating. Not gonna lie, Ethereum used to make the transactions, which is why I kind of went away from Ethereum for using it, holding it, cool. Doing liquidity pools, all of that, but actually using it, transaction with it, nah, I'm cool. Um, and inflation protection. Dollar black stable coins offer a huge hedge against inflation. So, you got stable coins like USDC. Ripple is coming out with its own stable coin. Ethereum is coming out with some, or doing some work with stable coins. And it's basically where it doesn't change. It's going to be like a dollar, like the value of a dollar doesn't change. Whatever the stable coin is priced at, it's not going to change. It's going to stay in that price. But again, it's more centralized. If you are operating with stable coins, it's good to hedge, but it's also centralized. You don't have control of it. The real opportunity: using crypto gains to build lasting wealth through tangible assets. So remember what I was saying earlier. Crypto gains, tangible assets. When bull runs happen, and this was a mistake of mine, during the last bull run, I was up maybe like $30,000 to $40,000, and it was my first time in cryptocurrency. I think I only put it was like a couple of thousand in, like not even that. I don't even think so. I didn't know what I was doing. Didn't know much about cryptocurrency or how it worked. I just thought it was just like long-term investing. Didn't know about the swings. Didn't know about the bear cycles, bull cycles. It ended up tanking. So my 40,000 went to like I think it was like a couple of 1,010 or something like that. It didn't take that long for it to drop. And the lesson that stayed with me is I should have been moving, some of the profit into real things. Like I've always been big on buying silver, buying gold, not for wearing necessarily, but more for for the coins, the ounces. Um, I enjoy buying land. Land, I think, is a great investment. I'm into real estate and in commercial properties, but land, I think, is another thing that is like super, super undervalued. So you could also put it into yourself. But real estate, land, commercial properties. A lot of companies are starting to do that with real world assets, Avalanche and other AWAs, XRP specifically. Precious metals, investing in gold, silver, and other valuable metals, platinum, even copper, so you can hedge against inflation and because it's real, you can hold it. Also, acquiring private businesses or stakes in established companies for ownership. So you can buy shares in companies, or you can go buy age corps. You can go buy purchase LLCs. Purchase companies and businesses that have already been established. You can go do a lot of things with the profit. It's more. Invest in yourself. Invest in different type of things that you have going on, different type of businesses. But don't just leave it all in cryptocurrency. Don't do that. You got to invest in multiple different things. Excuse me, I'm trying to get my little one's trying to get me sick, but I'm good. I told her, nah, no cooties. I'm glad she's good now, though. A lot better. Why you must diversify. Diversifying your wealth is crucial for building lasting financial security. So, protection, that's the first thing. Protects against market volatility and economic changes. Where we are right now in this shift is everything is going to be happening. It's all kinds of ups and downs. Get your money, get your funds, build your raft, your financial raft, and ride the wave. The more of us who's doing better financially and economically, the better the environment will be. So that's my belief, and I want everyone to do good. So the information that I have, I want others to be able to get it and receive it. Security builds lasting financial security for your future. It's here to protect you. That's what it's for. Protect your money, not with the funny money, the paper money. Growth reduces overall risk while maximizing returns, because nothing else, no other asset has given the same amount of returns on return on investment ROI as cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. Nothing. So it's definitely sparking something. Start your crypto journey today. Take control of your financial future with cryptocurrency and other things, like, again, silver, land, gold, businesses, investing in yourself, different skills, stuff like that. Important. Educate yourself. Learn from trusted sources like CoinDesk or Cursor. You can tap in with me, do YouTube, but really cross-reference. Really learn, and test, learn. And don't just jump in, don't just jump in. Tiptoe. Invest wisely. Start with small amounts. Diversify your investments. Don't risk anything that you can't afford to lose. Own your future. Take control of your financial destiny. Everything is becoming decentralized in this new energy of Aquarius. That's what it's all about. The age of Pisces is over. No more belief systems. It's no more somebody else doing it for you. As Taj Tariq Bey would say, it's no more Jesus is dying on the cross for you. You feel me? You got to put in the work yourself. So the future of finances starts with you. Begin now. If you need some help establishing, more or setting up your cryptocurrency accounts or your wallets, if you need more information on learning more about it, and what crypto coins to go with, and you feel me, what I'm looking at, man, tap in with me. We're going to be doing an event in the Bay Area very soon, probably early December. So if you out here, you want to come in person or you want to tap in with the Zoom, man, hit me up. All right. Peace, y'all. Love y'all. Take it easy.